Welcome back, everyone. This week I have Stalingrad for you. Stalingrad, Stalingrad. I don't know. It's a Russian thing. Anyways, totally didn't choose this map because, you know, certain people didn't make it to this in the Smacky Cup. Carrying on. This is just one of those standard like great maps, right? I think it's a Hall of Fame Global League map, and it's favored because there's a lot of potential things you can do with it. So let's get into it. First thing is to kind of notice you got the 3 base in an airport, and well, you can kind of assume that it's going to kind of follow like a strong side weak side thing because you got this weird thing here, but in the end this isn't going to matter. And here, let me just show you. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12 to this tile right here. Keep your eye on that. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12. It's the same to this tile from both of them. What basically what the difference makes is that if you're going to have something go to this area, you're going to want it to come from this base. If you want to go to like this area, it's probably more efficient to come from base. And that's just purely going to be if you decide to go both ways. So really all this piping does is to qualm the idea that this space is going to be able to reinforce this front, right? So if you really were so inclined to go, oh, I'll just do 3 bases on one side, well, that kind of puts a damper on some things. So this space can really reinforce either side if whatever you want. So I really, nice to think, and also those seams, there's no point in popping them. I mean, if you really were so inclined to pop them so you could do your big brain move of getting an additional base over there, I just don't think it's worth it at all. So moving on, we'll do it. We're just gonna do the reinforcement lines, and just to kind of go what's going on. Okay, let's actually remove that one. You can kind of see that this one for player 1, this one is between 2 and 3 for him, whereas this other comm tower is pretty much at the furthest extent of player 1's reach. So you can kind of make the assumption that oh, I just added another one. That this comm tower is going to go to player 2. This one's going to go to player 1 usually. There's also these 2 little cities off in the corners, and they're going to be contestable in the sense of once you get them, they're going to be rather more work than they might be worth to kind of get them back. And that's just because you got 3 defensive stars, you got 0 defensive stars here, so that makes it a little bit harder. Also, you only got 2 sides unless you were to add battlecopters in the mix. One thing I like to note is that actually I'm going to do it from Blue's perspective just for my own. So most of the battle is going to happen between pretty much these 2 lines. In most cases, things that I think are likely to get flipped are these, maybe this one, maybe this one. It really depends how far you push out early on and how much you skip. So one thing to note about these ones that I highlighted earlier, you can kind of forget this one for now. What you kind of see is that you have a city, and diagonally you have a forest. Towards player 1. City, forest towards player 1. So what that kind of hints at, and only in certain builds does it really work out, that you could feasibly, let's say, drop an artillery here and use it to defend this. You can drop a mech here, use it to defend this. You have some place to hide your units if someone tries to push in and gain these cities without clearing these forests first, and vice versa. So to me, what that kind of, well, just remind me. Let's just do air support real quick, and then we'll get to it. So air support of player 1, you would assume because of the, from this base, you can just go straight down. So this makes sense. This, you would assume that this little detour may make it a little bit of a hiccup, but to be honest, not really. It makes a hiccup for like one movement. Once you get into 2, it's really not that big of an issue. All it does is just kind of like, you would add a little line right there and line right there. But your opponent's probably not there anyway, so I don't see it as an issue. One thing I like about, and this is just kind of this style of map in general, these little labs, and in this case, the lab kind of serves as a purpose. It's, you could just place your unit on there and it's pretty much fine. Of course, because you have you have a lab, three defense stars, 0 defense stars. Let's say if you park a recon on there, you can get, 1, it's in the center of the map. There's a lot of places it can move. 2, if someone tries to go in and with a tank and try to hit your recon, it's very easy for you to come in and hit them on a 0-star terrain tile and just deal a lot of damage. So it's kind of punishing in that sense to attack units that are on here. So going on to where my thoughts are on overall strategy on this map, like this is kind of like grand. Now really, I've seen a lot of things work here. I've seen people have this be the strong side, this be the strong side, or just have it like evenly splayed out. I've seen all those works, but inherently to like what's kind of like pushing me into the thought process is that, let's say this is probably going to go to this guy, player 2. So what that means is I go as player 2, I get this, I put a little bit of a force here, and I play defensively here. Now I could push in, and of course, if I did, I'd be pushing towards his HQ. What I could also do, what's closer and much more feasible that I could probably get is probably this comm tower over here, right? It's at the extent of my reach, but let's say if I take some good engagements here, I can push my way into there and capture that. And then I have a slight advantage. As long as I don't waste too much material trying to get that, I can get that advantage and use it to start a snowballing effect, so to speak. That's what I think is what I would consider as a goals on this map. And yeah, there's a lot of things can go on this map. Honestly, I'm not going to go into detail because they're so vast and nuanced. I will kind of touch on the CO choice. So Jess is kind of like one of the most popular ones for fog at this time, and pretty much it comes down to that extra, what was it, 10? Yeah, extra 10 attack on all vehicles. It doesn't hinder you so much on battlecopters. it can kind of screw you over a little bit on infantry. But basically, it's just consistent on that. Nothing wrong with it. You get the movement, you get the boost for your super. Great. Jake also gets a boost. He also gets a 10% on planes, and that's all units, which is a little more somewhat beneficial. He also gets artillery. I kind of touched on, you can use artillery to kind of like be defensive with these cities if you wanted to, if that's your strategy. And because there's so many forests that you can really go into, you know, there's just forests all over that you could realistically use artillery to punish your opponent. But I think the main thing I like about Jake in this instance is that there's just a lot of planes on this map, and any of the tiles that you would want to contest is just next to a plane. So like at the very minimum, almost every single city is next to 2 planes. Some are next to 3, which is really beneficial for him. So let's look at the ones I highlighted down here. Yeah, we'll throw that one in, and we'll throw this one in. Good measure. So what do you see? You see on this one, it was 1, 2, 3 planes. 1, 2, 3 planes. 1, 2, 3 planes. Even the comm tower, 3 planes. This one has 2 planes. There's a lot of planes around there. It's realistic you can get the bonus, but even better yet, I think this is the right one. Boom. So if let's say you're stationed your units on this line, right? This two turn max reinforcement line. What you kind of notice, except for the comm tower, it's realistic that you could position your units on any of these planes tiles with just your normal movement. So with normal movement, you can actually get onto a tile that benefits you. So it's actually really beneficial to use Jake in this instance, as well as once you pop his power and you get the bonus damage on that. Well, he's really contesting Jess on this map. And if you use battlecopters effectively, if you use your infantry effectively, Jake could pull out ahead on this map. So I'm just like if you did, let's say, pop the super or pop the normal even, then you could easily get on even just the normal. You get on these tiles and you can potentially get something on that comm tower. So that's my thought on Jake. And I think I covered all I wanted to on the map. So let's get into it. All right, we shall start the game. You know, there's nothing different about the opening that you probably wouldn't already see. Or we're gonna move, and this is the first day that, and it's kind of usual on a lot of maps that player 2 gets to build the first vehicle unit, unless someone goes recon, and he chooses to just buy another infantry. He is saving up. And it seems fyram is building a tank. Okay, you're gonna come down to this area to contest. That's fine. And you see Rip builds an APC, and in general, from watching his maps, he does like to get his units out there. And if you amass units on the front line, there's more things you can do. So not only do you want unit count, you want the units to be where you need them to. You don't want them to be taking forever to get to the front line. You want them to be at the front. That may help him in some positioning. And opens with and uses a recon, which is need recons. Round, he produces a tank. He's kind of hedging his bets on this one, kind of he's confident about a disrupt on this side, but this side he goes for a 1 delayed tank. So watch this down in the corner, right? Boom. Taps in there and boosts out. Moves the APC. Keep watching. He moves a unit in there, boosts it again, and produces another infantry. Now, this infantry is going to get in here the next turn and be able to move forward. He got 2 boosts out of that, and it is a great maneuver. It really is. Very effective use of an APC. And like seeing something like that and how the geography just works with it makes me want to try that next time I'm on this map. And uses a tank finally. Okay. Because you need tanks. Tanks are good for tank stuff. So right here, he skips this, and so does Rip. You know, I can't really blame him. I kind of still want to, my inclination is to grab it, but getting to the contested properties is probably a better call. You don't want to risk not getting and then be further behind than you would have. He also boosts from there. We'll see if he is as effective with it. I don't think he's going to be as effective. Close though. And an artillery. So he's gonna build like a defensive wall or something over here. More recons. You can never have too many recons. Well, you can. It's just you having superior vision can make a difference. So already, he didn't get as effective use out of this. He will get a unit out of this, but it wasn't boost move over here. And Rip really, I'm just gotta say, he timed that perfectly. Oof. Mwah. And recon tank. He seems to be putting more force over here. He's fairly confident there's going to be a push here. Making sure to get as many properties as you can. And yeah, he puts this to kind of stop this guy, but at the same time, it's gonna get hit. So, I feel like this guy was a little bit late to the party. If you started at the same time as the time, it'll do it for one day. It's just gonna delay it, but 4,000 for a delay is not a great thing. Going back to pick up more of infantry, more tank over here. He's kind of committing hard to this side over here. Here, he's just throwing infantry. He's committing hard over here. And an artillery. So he's gonna... This is gonna be a dual purpose artillery. This is gonna be mostly for defense, I thought. So he attacks this just to delay the capture. We'll see how that works out. This is interesting. He sees the recon, and watch what he does. Boom! Not only does he take a shot, he's trapped the recon. The recon's now trapped. Only way this is, because the thought process was, if you hit with the tank on this side, you could pull away and have a tank there to hit you. Now, if he does have a tank and wants to hit your tank, he's going to have to take that on a shoal, which he doesn't get the advantage terrain. And, well, he doesn't have a tank, so luckily fyram doesn't have to worry about that. But I would still be concerned that there's going to be a counter tank in that area. Just to me. fyram's getting a lot of good use out of those boost him from that APC. Builds his first anti-air. It's a decent turn to start making anti-air, especially if there's copters. You don't know, so you just have to... He's just playing it safe, and you know what? You can't blame him for that. So this I like because, one, you put a tank in there, boom. So to get to this tank, you have to waste... To completely obliterate, you need to waste 3 units. To do any damage, you need to waste 2. So having 2 units just to use their turn for that purpose is already kind of a waste. To use 3 to blow it up is also kind of a waste. And there's probably other stuff hanging down here. So this is one of the benefits of positioning forests in fog. Muy bueno. So he's going to capture this. He's going to get these. These are uncontested, really. He's not... Well, Faram's not contested. So just positioning. Getting his units in position. Nothing really big is happening. And then up here, he just takes a shot just because you get some use out of this guy. He's going to die. There's no saving him. All right, Fyram, what you got? He moves that in position for vision. He doesn't really have much to do to just go on and deal some damage on that. At the very least, it stops him from taking this tile advantage to attack off of you. You can still hit the recon, but you're not going to knock that off. I think it's a little bit too early to try to actually go for the comm tower. I've been wrong before. I don't know. And he's getting his guys out of there. He is really wanting to hunker down here. And he's gonna get it because Rip is playing over here. Okay, nothing too spicy from the build order. Positioning into a forest. I like that. He's just trying to pick off these guys. He's defending the recon. And, ooh, not only that is, if you go to attack into this, it's not likely he has, well, let's see. He'd have to go. So Rip can see that there's nothing in range. I mean, if Philessa was here, but that'd be kind of stupid. But there's probably nothing in range going to come hit this guy. Especially if he moves these guys over here, then there's no way anything's going to be able to hit that artillery. At least, I don't see a way that that Fyram can actually break through and hit that. Unless one of you guys do, let me know. Again, more recons because vision is king. Not really applying any pressure. He knows not to go for that because Rip knows not to go for these cities because he just doesn't have the units to contest anything. And it makes it fun. Show me what you got. So here's let's take it back to Fyram's thought move. Yeah, there we go. So look at what he does. Oh, that's the wrong one. Oh, I'm on this one. So look at what he does up here in the corner. He moves this guy back, and this guy finishing off. Now, my original thought was that wouldn't you want to finish him with the tank and then drop him on the city? One of the thought processes being that it stops him from being able to put a tank on there to take a shot at your tank. Now, I guess he wants a full HP unit over here to capture it because he's still capturing one. This one's a little bit safer for him to capture. Maybe it's just because I can see both sides. I would have done that differently. I'm sure he has a great reason. So going back to this. Capturing a bunch of cities. Positioning his units. He's a little more, well, he's still going kind of hard here, but he's being, I would say, a little more lenient off of units over here. So, does it come to pay off? It looks like he's close to trying to make a move over here and try to get a reaction. So yeah, cleaning up the infantry over here, cleaning up infantry. He's making sure to stay out of range of this guy. He knows that. And then because, you know, city, he can just sit on, so he can take that free hit. He does take it on the city. And you know, okay, I guess. Being defensive over here. Can you use 1, 2, 3, 4? You can't even see the artillery, so maybe he could next turn, so that's why he's defending it. And this move right here, this is what surprised the hell out of me. See that is a bomber on turn day 11, right? So I don't know. I've watched like several of these games on this particular map, and this is the first time I'm seeing that. And to me, that is, it's such a risk because you're anticipating that he has something worth hitting. Because if you're just hitting small units with a bomber, then, well, you're not getting the value out of the bomber. So it's a risk that you really have to anticipate a larger unit out here. Alright, moving on. Kind of doing a little bit of a shift over here. Over here, maybe he knows there's not much over here, so he can push. Cleaning up his units. I would really love him to put a unit on this city. You better put one in this forest, though. Okay. I think this is kind of a gamble because you're hoping there's not. Well, there'd have to be an extra tank because your first thing you'd probably want is to take a crack at this guy. Nope, and the medium tank. So that could somewhat deal with the no, you have the bomber be useful. And so yeah, he takes that advantaged hit right there. Another advantage hit. He was able to one-shot it, use the anti-air to break through, so he can get another tank and hit that. And actually, I'm feeling pretty good because I don't see an easy way for him to break through this currently. I mean, sure, the tank is actually low enough that this makes sense. All right. And he's moving out that bomber. I would definitely not hit this. I do not want him to signal that, and I think it would close to one shot. I don't think it's worth it popping this guy, so. And he's positioned, he's just bulking up his units, right? He's gonna make it painful so you can't just push into this. I'm generally a fan of Rip's position. I think his positioning is pretty. So he's just sending units over here to kind of contest this, and I don't think putting this many units in there is, you know, it's not worth that many units having to be used, but still just positioning up here, nothing too ordinary. Boom. I like the tank on here. It's going to be hard to dislodge, and also you just get that extra unit a little off. He's using this to kind of pull back his units, lick his wounds, and regroup, rethink. definitely not push into something that's certain death. And he's just committing a bunch of units down. Ooh, and there's a Neo tank. So this might be a good target for this if he can get to it. Right now he has, well, this guy's still having to heal up. This guy is coming down here, so he has to be careful on that, but he's just cleaning up some units, it looks like. And it looks like he's going to try to create a little area, something to bait over here. Bring up the infantry. Making a decent amount of battlecopters. He wants to get his unit count up. Still, Rip's not really doing much over here, and in my mind, Fyram's just kind of like, he has the ability to push in and do something. He's just hanging back because he doesn't know what's in there. Meanwhile, Rip is making sure to keep him on his toes and keep applying aggression here. I think that's gonna work out a little bit better for Rip than over here. I think Fyram really needs to push in a little bit harder. Be a little more aggressive on this front. And if he is a little more aggressive on this front and can take good engagements and win material, then he's gonna have to. Then Rip would have to divert material, either front shifting or that. Just pay more money over there. But he wants to kind of divert resources away from here to make this a little bit easier. Cool. And he uses the turbo. That's one of the nice things about Jess, is that you have the flexibility to use just the power if you want. However, what typically happens, if this is a good turn, what you're going to do is just fill his charge meter, right? So you were both around the 50 mark. If you just filled his charge meter with this, then he can retaliate your power with the super and in theory do a little bit more damage, because he can damage you then with the super and you're not going to charge up, so that can lead to some. So he goes in, cleans up. He hit that artillery, that's good. Positioning his units, taking some, even the recon, but at the same time the recon, you kind of want the recon to go first just to be efficient. The recon now sees this bomber, and now he knows the plan. He knows what Rip's going for, right? He sees it, he knows. So it's good that he saw this, but at the same time I feel like you're throwing away a recon. It makes sense if you're gonna send it in to scout first before you take your engagements, but after, as a cleanup, I mean, maybe he calculated it out and it worked out in his favor. Well, good thing he made a recon, because he just sacked that recon. Making some battlecopters has to get his numbers up too. And yeah, Rip in terms of count is just a little bit under, even if he uses all his bases this turn. He has to make that up on the battlefield. So it looks like he's gonna just kind of pull back slightly and ball up. Fine. And he's making a Neo tank of his own to come out. Okay. And more copters. I kind of feel like he needs to send something up here, but we'll see. Making good use of this this APC. Only way I think he can make this more useful is if he's actively like refueling these these units or something. I don't know. All right, so what's Firm gonna do? Gonna push in. He's preparing. He's not just brazenly going in, and I think that's the good call. Don't, especially because you know what's going on. You don't want to push. And in terms of him having the superpower, you don't want to push into his domain. You want him to have to come to you to into your domain to minimize your damage, and so you can take a better retaliation turn. Yeah, Firm's just kind of dancing around this over here, and if he was a little more aggressive, he could probably win over here and probably get this city. And then Rip has to kind of where I think the biggest issue right now is that Rip is applying more aggression and has an idea where to push. Over in this side, Firm doesn't know where to push, how many units, if it's safe. He's kind of being defensive over here where he should be a little bit more offensive. Just a thought. So opening up the infantry, he's opening up that wall. Moving those units in the top left again. All right, he's peeling back. He can now hit the tank. Gonna hit the tank. He's preparing, but he's not hitting the tank. Apparently, he just did that purely to get rid of the infantry. I think he wants to take it. Okay, so get his vision. That's fine. Hit that tank. It would be much better if you... Oh, are you gonna finish the tank off? Because if he finishes it, then he has to use a... Because then that's better for protecting this tank act, honestly. No, he's not. What's he gonna do with these 2 units? Hide that in the forest. Position there. Position there. Oh, so he's I don't know. I'm not certain what he's doing. Kind of pushing slowly forward, I guess, with the artillery and rearrange some of them. He's being he's not being proactive. All right, let's see what you do. Okay, so that it kind of has multiple uses here. So one, you're just getting your recon into distance. Secondly, you're kind of dealing damage and finishing off this. I think the main thing is he's taking this engage. He could have gone anywhere. He takes this engagement to boost to get the super, which he has it now. He could take it. Wait, did he have it? He had it the whole time. He wasn't sure he was going to use it. I have the feeling that this would have been a one hit if he used the super. He turned. Oh, okay. He wanted to get vision first before he popped it. That's probably it. Okay. So taking on the planes. This also serves the point of getting a little bit more vision. Wait. I don't know if this was Fyram's plan, but if it was a fairly good one. Look, his 2 heavy units are just outside of this recon's vision. Which, if he knew that he would put a recon on this city, that is great foresight. Well, that is good. I don't know what that was, but so he takes this, but now he does see there is a medium tank there. Nothing out of the ordinary. Honestly, no surprise. Booms takes this. Finishes off that guy. Hitting off the anti-air, because with this guy, he's gonna want to take out all the anti-air. Sure, even finishes off this guy, off that tank, and then hits the remaining one he can see. So for all he knows, he got all the anti-air, which is really great. This is not super, this is actually pretty decent over here, taking out his vision. So it just kind of stops him from taking like great damage to his infantry. He can still do a decent amount if he tries. Oh, now he's starting to send some forces up here. And positions right here in the way back. But it's got a lot of movement, so it could probably take a hit. If this guy hits it, he's probably going to get it. And he makes another bomber, which is hasn't even gotten the money for this, but he's confident. He is confident he's going to get the money back for that unit. And fyram. Fyram has overdrive. Okay. So they are going for it. They are going for it. They are making their way in. Anti-air over there. He's gonna hit the Neo. Yep, he hit the Neo. There's a secret. That right there. And that is at 8 on a plane. It is gonna one-shot that puppy. It is gonna be a great engagement for Rip. That's the only issue, is that Rips did so good on that one turn with the super that the next turn fyram got the super. So one of the casualties of getting super first. Oh, and then let's just skip it. So he starts with a fighter up here, and that could prove dangerous for this. It's going to get it's pretty much going to earn its money back. But against this one, it might be a little we'll see. Rip right now does not have any counter for that, so because he doesn't know that, it could, if he doesn't make anything by the time this gets here, that could be an issue. Boom. One-shotting that Neo. And then he's just going to take a bunch of small shots, finishing off these units. And it looks like he's trying to section off the medium tank. Ooh, he's going after the comm tower. And he'd have to either sacrifice the medium tank or sacrifice this anti-air to disrupt it. But then you kind of throw it away because you know he has this. You'd be throwing it away just to do that. And oh, here he's just blocking this off. He's gonna make you have to. One of these has to. Oh no, he has this medium tank that he hasn't seen. That can just go boop. Yeah, I think that's what's gonna happen. He's gonna use his medium tank to bust free that other tank. Oh, the good thing he has an anti-air here, and he has a transport copter. He realizes he only has 3 infantry here. He wants more infantry. Well, he only has 3 here too. Question is, what front is he going to go for? I think he's writing off this APC, which actually the APC might be the weak link in this. So the APC is probably the one that's going to get busted, and so he needs some sort of replacement to keep his units in. Looks like he's pulling back over here. He's just gonna focus on this comm tower defending. I guess take an engagement there. Sure. Boom. And it's free. Let's see what else he can do. Finishes off this guy. It's your vision. Does he? But he doesn't have anything that can hit the artillery. And so artillery gets a free shot here. He can kind of clean up a little bit with his other units. This guy He doesn't see the tank, but without knowing that there's a tank here, I guess you could try to hit this guy. That's also a risk because you're so close to base, so he couldn't make that. You're hoping there's not a tank over here. So I don't know if you want to use this to try to take a hit at it. We'll see what he does. What does he do? Probably makes a more efficient move than I do, honestly. Ends up over here. He uses the normal tank to delay this. I think it's going to be delayed. I think it might be stopped. We'll see. Bringing out the fighter. Here's the thing. He brings the fighter this way. To be honest, I would have brought the fighter this way. But that's just me. Actually, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It would have impeded this guy a little bit. You could put it here. Nah, it was probably best to put it here, honestly. What am I saying? So it does take that tank. He finishes off that tank. He's attacking into here. To be honest, I think my initial reaction is to pull back after seeing this and just kind of lick your wounds. Try to... Well, I guess I could hit those if I wanted to. That also puts me in a dangerous move with this. He sees the opportunity to take more damage. He's going for the more damage. I can respect that. Starts capturing that. He's just trying to damage all these guys because he really does not want to lose this. He's at risk of losing it. He does not want to, especially when he's going to gain this next turn. He could stop that. You have to put like, put the tank there or something. Oh, he's just gonna hit that. That's also a good move. It's not a bad move. He doesn't have a solution for this copter. We'll see how he deals with that. Well, I was right. The medium tank did hit the APC eventually. And he sends in the fire to finish it off. Ooh. That also gives him Rip his power, so we'll see what happens. He just keeps moving these guys. I think that's why I wonder if because he keeps moving, is that what's saving him in this corner? It's something for me to contemplate, honestly. He is producing... He's sending a lot more forces here. He's like going to... He has this now. He's going to kind of be defensive on this, I guess. Because he knows he threw out a bunch of infantry. Maybe he can get it for a couple turns. I think he's about to do a little bit of a push here, is my thought. Maybe? It kind of seems up his alley. Oh, he's retreating, yeah. He's playing it safe retreat. He's not like going on the cities trying to heal up because he knows he'll just be followed into it. Certain units he pushes forward like the anti-air. Yeah. Tanks he's pulling back. He's still kind of pulling it back from like oh geez, that's a horrible line. Like, it seems like he's going to move this way down it if he's going to act defensively, or if, I mean, he could go over to move these guys over that way. Maybe. Oh, we'll see. Ooh. So he hits the fighter and he pulls back and he starts. It looks like he knows to go over here with it. But he definitely pulls his back because he knows it's expensive and he doesn't want to lose it. I mean, it did make its money on that. So... Oh, shit, I hit auto. Jesus. Anyways, he makes a, another Neo. I mean, I probably might. I probably would too. The way he just shifts his units around. I wonder how he knows what his method is there, what his thought process. Because it seems to be holding the enemy at bay. Okay, yeah, he's going this way. He is moving most of his units over there. Pulling back. Is he even going to contest the comm tower now? I mean, he has the material lead, so... Although he doesn't have the income lead. But he's been taking good engagement so far. Screw it. It's almost like he kind of knows, because he knows... His fyram knows to shift a little bit this way. But he still has a decent amount of size here, so he probably knows that there's X amount of force still here to contest this tower. And to be honest, even if you just shoot it with that 5 HP one down here, it's lays it a turn. He's taking some great shots with infantry, just clearing up his infantry, clearing a wall. He is getting some good hits. He is hitting all the vehicles that are currently over here. Now he has mostly just special... Well, he has a tank and some specialty vehicles. Oh, look at this force. He's pushing in. So he pulled out of here and just gave a solid smack over here. So at this point, if he can just delay this for a little bit, this will probably just having all this infantry in here, being able to try to capture this, could probably be beneficial, completely flipping on its head the income situation. Especially when he has the other lead in the other indicators. It's not looking good for Ram. Ooh, and he uses the 8 to stop this guy, to delay him. And prepares another infantry to take another hit. So again, this is just about delaying this guy, it seems. And that's all he needs to do to... He just needs to delay. He doesn't need the extra 10. He just needs... Permanently, he just needs to push in and get the income. Hits with the copter. Boom. So we can also see the forest below. Joint caps, he does not... He really needs that at this point. Pulls back a little bit. Hits with a copter. You can see there's a bunch of tanks here. Okay. He is doing what he's got to do. Hits that. Pulls the Neo. Or general movement. Okay. So right now, Rip's just able to clean up at this point. Just cleaning up. Oh, and it initiates Black Rock. Again, ooh. Again, that just didn't delays it. Ooh. He's using that extra movement and power just to just clean up his units. So now he has the position. He just has all the position over here. Clean up any threats that he has. Neo on Neo. Okay, that's pretty good. It's not a great hit. But then you come with that tank and take an even better hit. Now that Neo's not going to be able to do much at all. He just one shot at a copter. He's threatening capture on 4 cities. That is an 8K flip. That is detrimental. He has to be able to stop that as much as possible. Even one would suck. But to stop all of them, he's just kind of positioning them so it's making it difficult. It's the recon. Okay, that's not huge. Honestly, that's kind of... These are probably going to get destroyed next turn. But he's really just banking on this right here. He doesn't care about this. He's banking on this and the he's going to bring. Because again, he's already up in all the other indicators. Another Neo. And just some more. He completely just stopped this. Again, he has one more infantry over here. And he can't just go for it right away. He has to deal with these surrounding units in the first place. It is going to be a hard road to try to flip that back. Pops overdrive. Just starts cleaning up the units. It's what you have to do. You don't really have an option. Clean up that tank. Move these tanks, start taking shots. Taking shot at that copter. See the recon, and the recon's really what does it. Because now you see there's a bomber here. That's like, oh shit. You see all these units here? Oh shit. Still taking some good hits. Gets over here. To shoot this down, and he sees his artillery. Even worse, there's an artillery here. He's only stopped one of these. There's going to be 6K difference next turn.
And there goes the battle!
Yeah, after seeing all this, and you can't stop this. I saw a lot of good positional movements in the game, and you know, I feel like I'm a little bit smarter. Thanks for watching.